all these pond districts that was inhabited by Mother Nature's great bears, and it was recognized for that. And President Roosevelt came down and stayed at one of the great houses, boarding houses and camps that we had, because we had a small camp villages where people would stay over the ponds. And one of these paths led to these little district areas where these socialites would stay, and the Indian people and the mixed Indian people who really lived here would serve the foods of the three being sisters, which is corn, squash, and rice. And also they would have wild blueberries. It was famous for here, and up to as a child I picked blueberries all through here. Mrs. Briggs, in her story, adapted the section for the Indian history that was South Plymouth here, as for how Mashpee tribe would come up, and was famous to canoe from one pond, which is the smaller pond that meets Boot Pond, and the famous pond called the Nigger Pond. It's been mapped since 1832. They would live across with my relatives, who still to this day own land, but lost it to taxes and that type of thing. They would stay there in that region and then cross over and canoe, and then also be workers here to help serve the food and sewing of the Mashpee Corporation, they called it at the time, were all women. And they would sew the blankets and use sheep bedding for all types of clothing and scarves. And it was the old merry time of mixing of various people.